taking the speakers out. That's because I've got a whole new set to replace them with. Essentially, these are the original speakers that came with the car. I've got a CarPlay stereo to go in it, some new speakers, I think they're JBL speakers, and also got a small amp to go in as well, just to improve the sound and everything. It's one of the things that I wanted to do to just, improve the car for myself more than anything else. One thing I am also thinking about doing with this car is adding a bit more sound deadening to it. I know there's going to be people out there going, oh no, don't do that, it adds weight and all this stuff, but honestly, the amount that I want to add isn't going to add a huge amount of weight, and it will get rid of a lot of the vibrations that I'm currently hearing when I'm out driving at the moment, which is causing a lot of the drone that I also hear. So the drone is mostly coming from the back end, so the boot doesn't have much sound deadening at all in it. So if I can put a bit in there, maybe put a bit behind the door cards inside the car, then I think it's going to improve the sound overall inside the car and make it a much nicer place to be. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do there. We've got to find some sound deadening materials to do it with. The intention for this car, by the way, is not to be, a high horsepower, track ready drift car or anything like that. I want to keep this my street car, but I want to make it as nice as possible for the street. So obviously things like sound deadening and stuff like that, and decent sound system, but also, making it look good as well. That's my main priority with this. If there might be something somewhere in the future where I, put a bit more horsepower into it, but I'm not going to go for one of these big, big horsepower forged builds or anything like that, because for the street, I don't really see the point. You're not driving at the speeds you would need to be able to make the most of that, and I don't want to sacrifice drivability in this car. Let's get this parcel shelf off. Oh, I think I found the source of one of my rattles at least. That's definitely going to need putting back in better than it came out. Oh, better than it was. Can't speak today. Excuse me. Shit. Yeah, be careful when you're doing this, because you're very close to the back window, so don't go smashing it. Like I said, be very careful with your window, because it's difficult to get tools in there, and if you go a bit too ham-fisted with it, there's no coming back from a broken rear window. In fact, rear windows and windscreens are probably one part that I wish they would start reproducing for cars like this. So here's a comparison of the speakers that I've just taken out and one of the ones that will be going back in. There is a slight size difference between the rear speaker that I've just taken out and the ones that will be going back in. That's mainly because you can't really get the sizes that these cars originally came with anymore. I'm not sure why that is. I think it might just be technology or something like that. But they will still work. It just might need a bit of tweaking to get them in there. The front ones should work pretty well. They're more or less the same diameter on the outer ring. So yeah, here we go. There's one of the speakers that will be going back into the car. It's a JBL unit. I've got 4 of those to go in, all the same size. That's one of the front speakers that came out. If I hold it up here, you can see that the diameter of the outer ring is more or less the same size, but on the back one, this is one of the rear speakers that just came out of the car, as you probably saw. The ring is slightly small, so I might need to do some work to kind of make one of these work on the back, whether it's re-drilling holes or what, I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. And finally, here's the head unit that I've got for the car. It's nothing fancy, no big name brand or anything like that. I literally got this one off Amazon. It's a CarPlay and Android Auto compatible head unit. Actually comes with a reversing camera, which I might fit at some point, probably not yet though, because I need to figure out where I'm going to mount that. Also there's the microphone as well for hands-free calling. It's got a loom, well pigtails, not a loom, and a remote control. I'm not sure why you'd use a remote control when you've got a touch screen, but anyway. And then here's the actual unit itself. So as you can see, it's actually quite a compact unit, but it does have a nice decent sized screen on it. I've seen a few people on other YouTube videos use similar units to these, so I'm quite interested to see how it turns out, because I've used CarPlay in a few different cars now, and yeah, it's been really good. To be perfectly honest, it's the reason why I want to put it in this car, because after using CarPlay, I don't want to go back. It makes it so much easier on long journeys and stuff with your sat nav and things like that, because it's all built into this unit. You don't have extra things blocking the windscreen and all that. So yeah, that is the head unit that we'll be using. So very quick update. It's been a lot of pain and trying to fit into funny angles that my chunky fingers can't do, but we've finally got the cable to the door. Basically what I did was put a bunch of cable ties together, fed them through the grommet first, and then taped it to the end of the cable, pulled it back through. So yeah, now we've just got to do the same for the other side, then run the cables to the back and put the speakers in. We've got all the speakers mounted now and wired up. The amp's wired up mostly, still got to send power to it and a ground, I think, and no, we've done the signal because that's the RCAs. But yeah, so let's have a look. Look under here. It's not the tidiest at the moment. There's still some wires that need tidying up a bit, but yeah, got the amp there, one rear speaker there, another one there. I've put them all in the stock locations because I don't want to be having to cut door cards and things out. Again, got the front speaker there. I've tried to get them as close as size to the stock ones as possible, because I don't particularly like the idea of having visible speakers everywhere, but I do want good sound. So yep, and there's the other one. The next things to do obviously is finish wiring the amp, wire up the head unit. We've got a boost controller that needs wiring in as well, so we're going to do that while the dash is apart. Also I'm going to add some sound deadening to the boot and maybe to the doors as well, just to reduce any vibrations, because obviously these cars, once you put them on coilovers and things, they do start to vibrate a bit as well, and the boot is probably the one area that you can hear most of the noise coming from when you're driving, probably because there's not a lot in there. The the panels and everything on the interior of the boot are very thin and very flimsy, so at some point I will be looking at maybe redoing the boot to make it a bit nicer and a bit more modern. But yeah, for now, it's mostly just getting this stereo done, getting the boost controller done, get the interior back together, and then we can start looking at the exterior bits. Yeah, that's it for now. I'd like to say hope you enjoyed, but to be honest, it's probably pretty boring watching me just wiring stuff. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye. Hey, so I just wanted to give a quick update. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, things didn't quite go to plan with the stereo install. What happened was we got everything finished off, so I got all the power cables running where they needed to, things like that. But once we started giving the amp power, the second it would get power, it would blow the fuse. And we tried a couple of different fuses, didn't, and it kept doing the same thing over and over again. We then took the amp out of the car and bench tested it, just giving it ground and power direct from the battery. And again, it would do this. It did the same thing again, which suggested to us that there was a problem with that amp. I have now sent it back to Amazon. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a faff doing that. But because I've had to send that back, and I don't really have the time to wait to get another amp and then potentially have that one do the same thing. What I'm doing for now is I've run all the speaker cables directly to the head unit, which I've tested, and it's all working great. It sounds fine. It sounds really good, in fact. The head unit itself is a really good unit, really capable. Unfortunately, I can't give you a demonstration of it on video because I'm using my phone to film everything, and in order to do that, my phone also needs to connect to the stereo to play music through it, and then when I do that, it stops video recording. So unfortunately can't do that right now, but I'll try and get some video footage, maybe using someone else's phone or something like that, or when I can get an actual camera for vlogging in the near future. But for now, yeah, everything's working. It's really good. It might be playing music at Gravity Show. Who knows? I don't know if I'm going to be doing that yet. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a bit all over the place. There was a lot more talking from me this time, funnily enough. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it.